Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Tyken and I am back with another tour of my Let's Play series. Today I'm going to be showing you more than just my house. I'm going to be showing you all the other secrets I left out in the other videos. If you remember this area, it is the little secret room behind the secret lava place. Open that up so you can see it. So this is the living room, right through the lava place. And then, actually no. You have to press the button to stop that. And then you put the torch here to pop that open. So this is all really fun. But in case that isn't enough for you, oh, I almost forgot to mention, you can also press this button to open up a window so you can actually see out. And then of course close it in case something comes down or anything like that. And of course you can close yourself out there too. So completely undetectable unless people are cheating. So then, I'm sure you're wondering, hey Tyken, where's your other secrets? I'll show you. You put a torch right here. You hear the little piston, pop it off, and you drop down through the chair. So this is kind of like a little security checkpoint that I made. Just a nice little water feature directly behind here, and then in order to go through, you have to have security check your items. So you put anything of your possession in the chest, and you step through the metal detector, and then they scan your item. That's a little bell, and you take what you need back out. Then you have like a little waiting area. This place punches into a big, beautiful natural cave, so you can actually kind of watch everything, the zombies and such in there. Also the little water feature right here. This is kind of like where the security checks your items and everything. And then over here is the actual security area where they kind of monitor people coming through. And then just like little storage and the drawers and such. I just needed something on the walls. Then over here is supposed to be like the security monitoring station, but I could never figure out what I want to do for a screen or anything. Minecraft doesn't have a lot of options, but just like a little desk, maybe a security clerk or help, whatever. Right here, I almost forgot to show off. We'll fix this later, but you step out. It's the only exit, and it's a secret exit, and it exits you through a kind of little underground lake that I was working on. I still need to terraform all of this, but essentially it pops right out here, right outside my house, and then you just kind of crawl up and go back inside if you wanted to. Very, very inconspicuous. Ugh, I'm getting my tongue tied. So yeah, then you can't come back through from there, or else you just bypass a lot of security. So it's a one-way exit only. Over here though, so I kind of want to leave all this open with the. I didn't want to use iron bars. I feel like the wood worked a little bit better. It also made it feel, I don't know, like everything was safer. You didn't have to worry about creepers or zombies or anything. So in order to go deeper into the secret laboratory, you would step right here, jump on there, and then once you jumped off the pressure plate, it would essentially rocket you down, the pressure plate being the activator, or at least once you stepped off of it, it activated. So, a nice little trip all the way through here. Unfortunately, they fixed the shadow glitches, which, essentially, light didn't used to be able to pass through half slabs as well as it does now. So it would kind of have like a little shadow box effect, give like subway lights, essentially, where they're just like really low, really creepy lighting, essentially. And between the rails and the half slabs, no monsters would spawn down here. So you had that really cool, creepy looking like subway effect without any of the problems with the monsters spawning. So that was really cool. Unfortunately, they fixed a lot of that. So I'm going to have to do something with this tunnel eventually. Anyway, so that very, very long trek all the way through here. And now you're in another, essentially, security clearance area. So you can wait here in case you're waiting for more security clearance, or if you're waiting for somebody or something. It's kind of like a little lobby, some nice lava falls. I guess lava waterfalls, I guess is the more apt term. You also check in right here with either of the clerks, and provided you ever get some villagers down here, that might be a good spot to put some. So back here, it's nothing special, but these are the cool features. The lever opens up the iron vault door, which is of course reinforced with obsidian around it. However, this place also has another security feature. In case someone breaches containment and they're trying to rush through or they're attacking something, you hit this button. So, let's go turn off this annoying sound first. Okay. So all this is redstone down here, and kind of annoying, but I'll explain it in a moment. So first things first, now that the alarm's off, it blares an alarm which does not go off. It's on a button, so no matter how many times you press it, it can't go off. So you have a bunch of pistons that all push up the stairs and a bunch of other blocks here, entirely locking down this entrance. And then it also locks the vault door, where even if you manage to get back here and flip the switch, you can't open it. It just, no matter what you do, you can't open it. I thought of essentially making a way where you could reverse this more easily, but that wouldn't make sense. Essentially, you would only want to reset this once the security threat is gone. So essentially what this does is when you press the button, it also extends a piston to break the redstone, and then the lever essentially doesn't work. So it is the ultimate security feature. Oops. There we go. And now the door should work again. Then through here you have decontamination. You would step right here. This would lock you in, and the lava would shine through the slabs, so it kind of looked like radiation almost, like you're getting flashed with some kind of light, which I thought was really cool. But again, they fixed the slab, so I have to do something else with that. It's also really cool because it would let you lock in ever since they added the gates, because they could move with pistons and such, and then you can still step through them, which is really nice. Over here you have essentially the quick access, just to drop through. But then you also have the elevator, which you could drop through if you didn't care about getting hurt at all. But this elevator still works despite it being like 7 patches old. Most of the time. Sometimes. For the most part. It usually doesn't give you any problems. But anyway, this is just my temporary little storage area, all nicely organized. Of course with stairs instead of full blocks, so you can still open the chests. Over here we have the kind of the center point of the laboratory. It also serves as a panic room. So if anything happens, you get in here and it's completely surrounded with obsidian, and the base will self-destruct and leave you fine in here. Never added the self-destruct feature, but it's a work in progress. Maybe add some doors on there too? Yeah, iron doors that would lock. That makes sense. Over here is the botany wing. If I were to do this over again, I would probably make everything much wider, but yeah, that's another time. Over here is the... I think it was just pumpkins and melons. Yeah, I planned on having a separate wheat thing. But over here you have like all your research notes, shelves, computer, you have specimens and work tables and such like that. You have all of your various plant specimens locked behind glass, all of them nicely labeled. Over here you have more iron doors, and essentially what those would do is if the panic button was pressed, it would open these up and release iron golems, which would come and deal with any threats. And never get around to doing that. I also was testing, I never decided on one. I made this one kind of look like a stalk, where this one's just like a green line. I think they both have their features, their pros and cons. But the best part about this lab is it's actually a fully functioning farm. This side, I would say for melons. Yeah, melons. And they would drop from the ceiling. Again, this is all before hoppers, and I also feel like this is a little bit more dramatic and neat, because you have all your specimens just drop down for you. Of course, this is the separate pumpkin farm. And all of your things drop right there. And then over here, I had the mushroom farms. I actually have mushrooms built into the floor. You have testing chambers, extreme heat, where you have lava dripping on top of them. So you can test how they deal with essentially lava droplets on them. Same over here with water dripping on them. And of course you have a controlled experiment, because why not? And then over here you have nether wart. I wasn't too happy with this room. It's the best I could come up with at the time. We'll probably fix that in a later series. Over here I was kind of happy with, because you have the fungal growth chamber, and if you look back it looks like it goes on indefinitely, but it's just essentially a fake infinity mirror, in that I've put like maybe a dozen or so all the way back, and then black wool, so it looks like it just fades off into blackness. Put some sticky notes, casual Friday, move to Mondays. The lever is evil and wants to stab you. Thankfully though, it also activates the cauldrons. Similar to how the barbecue was supposed to work. I have no idea why that didn't, or why this did, but that didn't. Oh, and of course when you turn it on, it pushes it back up and turns it off automatically. Kind of a win-win. I planned on adding more, pretty much anything to do with farms or crops I planned on putting over here in this section. I actually planned on having a fully functional mushroom farm as well. They're not nearly as effective as they used to be way back when, but something's better than nothing. This way just punches into a very open ravine, which I planned on doing something with. Nothing right now, but it's really big, not very wide, but it does branch off, essentially intersects two ravines. So who knows what I could have done with this. Nothing ever really came to mind, so I just didn't do anything with it yet. This is pretty much anything to do with plants, animals, monsters. This is like the biological wing. I'm not sure if I actually ever showed off this, but this is my cryogenics chamber. Essentially, so this is the control area. You have all the levels, and I was going to have the lamps flicker every so often. I think the animation in this texture pack already does that, sort of, but I was going to try to do it a little bit more. Like have them flux so it looks like different levels. But essentially you have like all the different levels. You have controls, levers, panels, like keyboards, and people monitoring section. This is the processing portion where you would basically lower in a captured mob. It would lower it down into frozen waters and freeze it into blocks of ice. And of course I had plans on putting monsters into each one, and essentially it pushes them out, carts them along this little track in the ceiling, and pushes them over here into essentially a massive vault where they store all the other frozen test subjects. And I planned on making that eventually too, but I don't know. I think I might need to redo this a little bit before I do that. Maybe have like a separate room that it technically carts into. Like reverse these, and then have like a second room where it actually carts them all into. Which is actually an amazing idea. I might do that. But that's pretty much it for the secret base. I did not get as much work on it done as I wanted. However, that still isn't everything. I'll just go back up the easy way. So over here we have this little ladder. And the whole reason I built my base over here was for one very good reason. Well, first of all, I like this, and I wanted to build something kind of inconspicuous over here. Because again, like you have this secret lab deep underground, and you kind of want to cover that there's activity in the area. So I built this. There was already a little floating island here. I just added a water feature on top, and then let the water feature pour down, and I pretty much added all this stuff. So it's a nice little natural pond, which, again, I could do a better job on. And then it naturally flows through the ground, which I built a little greenhouse to take advantage of that. And I added some bushes, so that's why it's decorative too. Nothing special, but it's one of the more decorative little greenhouses, and it protects you from creepers. And then of course the water empties out through here, across a little bridge, and I made this water feature too. It just trickles down into a little pond and then breaks off naturally, and into the big water below. Again, like this is before they added the water update, and everything just looks so much uglier in comparison. It's kind of sad. But this is the main reason I want to build over here. Let me get a night vision potion so you can properly appreciate this over here. I went through multiple seed worlds until I found this one. I don't believe the seed works anymore, or at least in the same capacity. So this world is only generated as it is because it was generated so long ago. But just this massive natural cavern that's water. So you have this huge water feature, and it's all sunken in too. So you have this beautiful wall space and just this deep water area too. I was thinking this would be perfect for like a shipyard and a submarine yard. And you just build like little crafts right here, and then have like cranes from the ceiling, like laboratories jutting out of the walls, and all kinds of cool stuff. And then maybe like another little base or something over here, since there's actually dry land, and then punch through this little natural cavern-y area, and maybe have something up front right here. I'd also planned on having like maybe an observatory behind this mountain range, or somewhere around here. Again, meant more to look like a smaller mountain or smaller observatory that's like more for like a casual astronomer, not like a secret facility. But yeah, it would just have higher capacities. So yeah, that is everything in my world that I have to show off. All my secret labs, my Let's Play house, and my little farm area. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will be releasing the save file in the description below. So check it out. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon.